Guys, deluded you. You saw part one of the Q&A. I really didn't want to do two parts, but you guys asked me a lot of questions and I have to answer them, man. I love when you guys give me these feedbacks, man. It's great that you lot react so positively nowadays to the Q&A. But I got to put them in two different parts, or you're gonna be here all day and things like that, and you might not retain the information because I know I don't like listening to stuff for long periods of time. So on the basis that I don't like that, I can't expect you guys to like that. So let's crack on with the second part. There it is. So yeah, man, let's start. At Just George, life after Arsene Wenger. How do you see the first three seasons going? Now, I'm a big fan of documenting, not predicting. I don't know what the other seasons are gonna have. On the basis that I do believe that a lot of the members of the squad are vastly overrated. But I do believe a different manager with a different way of thinking could galvanize them. Different tactics, actually working on shape and things like that, could bring apart different results. So I do believe there's a decent squad there to go on and do certain things together with a couple of additions. But why I'm also scared of is also the same logic, is that a lot of them are overrated and do believe they're good enough, and the bubble needs to burst. Secondly, Wenger loves this club, so he ain't left this club, and it has, as much as it shagged us and we're not, and I'm angry at it that we're not getting to that level, it's helped us. If we have another manager who's not as emotionally tied to this club and things like that, he's not going to have time for the nonsense that Kroenke and Ivan are going to come with, because they are going to cripple the next manager. They are really going to cripple the next manager. The next manager, in my opinion, is going to feel it, and it's going to be disgraceful. They're going to be set up to fail because they're going to have to rebuild a side. They got the chairman are saying we're overachieving. So yeah, man, if I'm honest, as much as I love my club and I believe it's a big club and you really should want to manage a club like this, I have to question the ambition of anyone that would choose to manage Arsenal based on what I've just said. So yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. I don't know, bro. I can't predict the future. At Eagle, top four candidates to bring into the club in January / depart. Well, the only two significant departures you could see is Alexis and Ozil. Obviously some other players, but them kind of have to go through the door. I don't think there's four players you can bring in January. Well, you can sign players, but with the World Cup there, and it is typically hard to sign players in January in general, and people know you're desperate for players in January, and there's less time to negotiate. I don't believe bringing in four would be smart. I don't really think there is anyone, to my knowledge. Hopefully, if you can scout an unknown and bring one of them in, then sure, but established players that I can give you to hand, I don't think there's one we could probably poach. The likes of Lamar, it could happen in January, but you're asking a lot. Maybe Mahrez, on the basis that he's made his intent clear, he's not playing European football, depending on how much he paid, that could be done, and we need someone like that. So maybe that could be done in January. So hopefully that answers your question. At Mike, who would you rather have in your team right now, Seri or Kovacic? You can only pick one. Now, that's a good question. I'd say, well, we need Kovacic because we need someone that can actually just take a ball off the centre half and clip it over the top and build. We need Seri, someone that's going to put a foot in. But Seri can also play football. I'd say Kovacic, to be honest, because it annoys me seeing these sideways passes. We do need some steel in midfield, but I can't take the scaredness in midfield. I mean, if you're going to play for Arsenal, for how we like to play or how we claim we like to play, you cannot be scared in possession of the football. You need to try other stuff. So him, personally. At Reese Nelson 61, do you think we'll ever get a British core again? It's possible. I mean, we're an English club. We've got some fantastic crop of players. I would actually like to see it, to be honest with you. I wouldn't mind it, to be honest. So we'll have to wait and see it. It all depends, bro, to answer that question. It could be possible. And secondly, what's the reason for our poor away form? There could be several options. No togetherness, no fight. The Emirates is quiet compared to these partisan crowds like Palace and stuff. That could be why we shell up in a ball. I don't feel we do any real preparation into games, any real togetherness. Like I said, we're not stubborn away from home. Yeah, man. There's several reasons. I don't know. I don't think there's a specific reason. But what you can say is just because we're bottlers and we don't put enough fight in regards to these big games and getting results, because you've typically seen us fail. I know we won this season, but failed last year at the Goodison. Have failed for 2 years in a row at the Etihad. When last did we beat United at Old Trafford? When last did we win at Anfield? When last did we win at White Hart Lane? I know it's Wembley, but you get the point. These are the sort of things. I actually remember a few years ago, whatever season it was, that Rashford bagged a goal or a brace when we went to their place. We were actually better away from home. So I don't really know how to answer that question. But for me, the true test of a side, especially a side that wants to win league titles, is away from home. And to answer that question, we've shown we're not down to win the league because we don't turn up away from home. Arsenal, we know at the Emirates is very quiet, is very nervy, and the tension's rising. Maybe that helps our players. Maybe they can't take loud crowds. I actually don't know. But what I do know is that we're bottlers in that sense, my guy. So yeah. hopefully that answers you guys' questions. That was the end of the questions. You see, the first vid would have been 15 minutes long. That's a long thing for you guys. But yeah, I've answered all your questions now. Get in the comments with more questions. Next Friday I'll be back. Next Sunday I'll be back. We'll have football next week as well. So yeah, I'm out, guys. Thank you very much for watching. It means the world to me, and I'm out.